These days, Americans are increasingly putting public safety at the top of their most concern lists. True, the events of 9/11 ignited very real concerns about national security. But even before that horrific day, the growing threat of domestic crimes involving sexual predators, violence, and drugs placed very real safety issues in the public eye. On the anniversary of 9/11, a poll by the National League of Cities found that U.S. citizens are more concerned about overall public safety issues than another terrorist attack. Indeed, 62% of all cities and 69% of large cities ranked improving public safety within their communities as their top issue. Behind these numbers is a growing recognition by U.S. citizens that local crime and international terrorism have created an even stronger need for collaboration and information sharing, and that Homeland Security begins literally at home. Police, sheriffs, judges, and other local justice professionals are looking for better tools to protect public safety. And what are they asking for? New equipment? Additional facilities? No. What they're asking for is better access to information. Whether protecting the nation against terrorists or neighborhood children from sexual predators, they must have transparent access to complete and up-to-date criminal information.
Good morning, sir. Can I see your license and insurance, please?
There's a problem in America. Cops aren't getting all the information they need.
Is this information current?
It is.
Sir, if you just stay seated in the car, I'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay.
On a routine traffic stop, an officer might check the driver's background and find a clean record. But what if that driver had been convicted of crimes in other areas? Would the officer see this, a complete history of the suspect's criminal record? Most often, the answer is no. But in the future, this information could be in all squad cars. The problem does not rest with the people who fight crime and protect our safety. It's the result of using 1970s outdated technology to address 21st century criminal justice problems. Too often, wanted criminals are released from custody because police officers are unaware of outstanding warrants or criminal violations, even if they have been issued in neighboring cities or counties. It is now well known that 2 months prior to the 9/11 attacks, terrorist Mohammed Atta was stopped in Palm Beach County, Florida for a traffic violation. The officer didn't know that Atta was wanted in neighboring Broward County on an outstanding bench warrant for failing to appear in court for driving without a license. He was also stopped by Maryland State Troopers on September 10th, the night before the attack, on a routine traffic violation. More information should have been available to these local police officers and to federal law enforcement agencies who also would benefit from an integrated information system. One of the main reasons this problem occurs is the use of outdated technology and the inability to share critical information. Many criminal jurisdictions still keep records on index cards or even in shoeboxes, and those with computers do not have them linked to others. That makes it nearly impossible to share information with other law enforcement agencies. The lack of information sharing goes beyond the police and extends into our judicial system. Prosecutors are forced to try cases and negotiate plea bargains, sometimes without knowing a criminal's complete history.
Judiciaries are in the business of justice. That's what we do. And every day across this nation, judges are sitting in courtrooms making very important decisions. We make decisions of what bail to set, we make decisions of whether to revoke someone on probation, and we make a sentencing decision for a convicted offender. And I can tell you as a judge, my own confidence in my decisions that I'm making is undermined if I know or believe that I do not have complete and accurate information. And more importantly, the public expects me to have this complete and accurate information when I'm making decisions that impact on their public safety.
The problem also stretches from the courtroom to the community at large. Many criminals blend into society and obtain positions where they can take advantage of those who are most vulnerable, like children, the elderly, and the disabled.
You know, every day we trust other people to care for some of the most vulnerable people that we have in our society. School bus drivers and teachers take care of our kids. Senior care workers take care of our elderly. But what do we do to make sure that our kids and our elderly are safe with these people? Well, we run background checks on the applicants for these positions. Now that's very good in theory and it should work. But the truth is the information in these background checks is largely incomplete. Someone very well may have a clean-looking record, but if we had access to all the criminal information available, we might find some shocking prior criminal behavior.
We've made great technological advances in our society over the last 10 years. Unfortunately, the technology that should be keeping the bad guys off the street in the first place is falling farther behind, which means criminals continue to fall through the cracks of our justice system and back out onto the street to offend again and again. But there is a solution, new technology and a new approach to sharing criminal information, and it could be available right now. It's called CrimNet. Created in Minnesota, this model in concept can easily be adapted to other states.
CrimNet was created with the help of the legislature, the criminal justice community, and private business. And basically, it's an integrated criminal justice information system. It's not software, it's a secure intranet, and it connects existing available criminal information.
Sir, get in your car!
What are you guys doing?
Get back in your car!
Another great thing about it, it also gives law enforcement, courts, and corrections facilities accurate and up-to-date criminal information from the state to the county to the city level. Bottom line, CrimNet's the tool we need to better protect the public.
CrimNet is gaining widespread recognition as a national model for enhancing both public safety and our nation's homeland security effort. And that's because the CrimNet model could coordinate information on those who threaten our national security as efficiently as it keeps tabs on those who threaten our personal security. You know, one of the lessons learned from the horror of 9/11 is that our security failures were not so much a result of too little information, but of information that stopped at the walls of each agency and each jurisdiction.
Minnesota and several other Midwestern states have been collaborating to standardize information gathering and business practices. There are also criminal justice integration projects being developed in several other states, but that's still not enough.
To make a system like this work nationwide, there are several big things that need to happen, and they need to happen as soon as possible. First, Congress, the Department of Justice, and the Office of Homeland Security need to provide leadership on creating uniform national standards, but those standards still need to allow for state autonomy. Secondly, the federal government needs to help states fund their integrated criminal justice information efforts. And the third thing is that state and local governments need to make critical decisions about allocating the funds to upgrade and maintain their information systems.
Sir, get back in your vehicle!
America needs an integrated criminal information system like CrimNet, but a system this far-reaching will need to rely on partnerships. Partnerships with the business community, who have expertise in developing this type of technology. Partnerships with your state's law enforcement, prosecution, corrections, probation, judicial, and other crime-fighting jurisdictions. And partnerships with elected leaders in Congress, your state capital, and counties and cities in your state.
So what can you do right now to move your state toward integration? Share this video with elected leaders and other key decision makers. Let them know how important it is that we start sharing criminal information among local, state, and federal governments. Tell them it's time to start filling the cracks in our country's criminal justice system. The safety of our communities and our nation depends on it.
For more information on CrimNet, visit us on the web at www.crimnet.state.mn.us or call CrimNet at 651-846-8100.